Chaim should be kosher for Pesach. To me, the Rebbe once, when I went to Russia, the Rebbe told me a different nusach. Usually the Rebbe says kosher and Freilachen Pesach. So to me, the Rebbe said a Freilachen and a kosher Pesach. And then when I went to Russia, I understood why. It was against my say. I went to a small city, small town, Vinica. It wasn't my regular place, just for the story. I went to a different place. So split me and Mechavuse. We went to one town and went to a different town. With one of the Bochum in Moscow. Like one of the Bochum Kuravim. And then I bought food for myself. With more mahut of the food. And for the miftzayim, for the seder, we had food that's not mahudem. So, or you, well, kosher things, but not hidurim of Chabad. So, I brought my own food, and for some reason, the other bacher that was with me, he liked only my food, even though he wasn't up to this level. But so I didn't tell him much. But the only thing that was left for me was fish. So I had a can of fish. Pizza. I didn't realize the fish was spoiled.
What?
The fish was spoiled.
Food, what do you want?
Yeah. So I was in a hotel. Not a fancy hotel in Russia, it's like a far town, but a hotel. Pizza, I open up the can, it's splashing, bad smell, the whole room, and basically, pizza, it doesn't matter now, one can I opened before and it didn't splash, but it was also spoiled. But the second can, right away when I opened up, the first one I didn't realize, basically it's physically, a stomach ache and everything, and I couldn't put anything in my mouth. It's a nice guy. I couldn't. One of the parliament people, a Jewish person in parliament in Ukraine, came to visit me because I made a connection. So he came to visit me. I couldn't bring him to my room. So I had to sit in the lobby, and they knew that he's Mr. In the hotel. They knew who he is. So and they said. So they saw a piece of cake in the middle of Pesach. Pizza. But it was like so. A pizza.
The kosher you had, you need a special bracha for a freilachen.
Exactly. And then I felt, mamish, I must eat I must eat something because I couldn't eat. I had to eat something to survive. The matzah I couldn't eat. Because that's I couldn't get this.
That's bananas.
Kitzer, Baruch Hashem, I didn't I didn't touch it. Then Baruch Hashem realized later it wasn't just to you. It was the fish had matzah in it. Which first of all, it's matzah. I didn't realize then. Later on, I found out. Had matzah milk, which is, first of all, it's shruyo. Second thing is machine matzah. They're not going to put shmura matzah in there. Baruch Hashem, I didn't touch any of the food, and I survived until I came back to my mokem shlichus, to the original place, the main. But then I realized this is nice. I saw what the Rebbe told me. A freilachen a kosher of Pesach, and a special bracha for this freilachen, because otherwise it was so like mamish. Every angle of it was so hard. But the Seder himself was amazing. The Seder himself was mamish nise. Rosh then was Tafshin 91, Pesach 91. I had a KGB person following me, helping me, putting the newspaper, translating, spoke Yiddish. So he followed every step. And I knew he's from the KGB. I didn't care because I knew the system inside is already over it. So I don't care. He got his paycheck from the KGB. So I didn't mind that he's helping. So far he translated words in I couldn't write in Russian, and I could speak Russian. And so I remember one person comes into shul, and he a guy, a sheigetz, is a friend of a Jewish girl, and he's asking me, no, he's Jewish and she wasn't Jewish, and he's asking me to register in the shul that she could go to Eretz Yisrael, which says I should give authorization, and I couldn't speak. My Russian was very, very poor, so I want to explain him that to get married to a non-Jew is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. So with my rich Russian, I knew only a few words. One of the words I knew is sabaka. Sabaka is a dog. So he said to get married to a non-Jew is like married to a dog. That was my rich explanation. I was very from a miskabel. You know, to explain things in a very
poetic language. Poetic.
You appreciate it.
You understood very good. You understood very, very good. This point, then, I pointed on the picture. He showed me the picture of the girl that he wants to get married. So I explained him. Kids, with my hand language, that he got the message very, very good. He understood very good. Sometimes you see, it's the shaman. It's the shaman.
He finished the second talk.
Anyway, but a company was afraid. One thing I saw, Memuchesh, was. Anyway, I was thinking, how the whole idea, one of the famous Nakudas, you speak about the Rebbe. What is the Rebbe in the world of the eyes, in the world of the world? Ask any event Shahid, what is the Rebbe? What sticks out about the Rebbe, about Lubavitch? He's going to say what I'm going to say before. That's the. There's a stick of the Rebbe speaks about the Fidik Rebbe, the thing in Yudalef Nissan. They made Yudalef Nissan to day of education. Until today is even a bigger revolution. Even at Israel, never, I don't remember ever. At Israel, the clear, special, Benjamin Netanyahu, again, they're going to make a special house for the Rebbe's legacy. Sponsored by the government. They're going to make, it's not a revolution at Israel. Verstehst, America already has 45 years. They acknowledge Yudalef Nissan as a day of education. And eventually, even at Israel, even the Yidden that do have a free choice, realized, especially of Yudalef Nissan, that's a big revolution. But in any case, so the Rebbe says, when we speak about education, the Rebbe said even though the Fidik Rebbe had many, many specialties, but the fact that when you speak to people and ask him, what is the Fidik Rebbe all about? What was he special? The natural response would be that he was putting himself into the education of kids. In Russia, in America. He was very famous in the world for education of kids. That means that was by him something essential. The fact that so many people express about him that that's what he's special at is a proof that really that's really a special thing about the Rebbe. Ask any, what is Lubavitch all about? Obviously it's not. It's a passion. So, again, how does Avis Yisrael happen? Why does Shluchim, Shliches, getting yourself crazy for the Yidden? What is it based on? It's based on the idea that we learn in Chassidus so much that every Jew is a neshama, and the neshama is the most important thing, and the body is not like the Alter Rebbe in Perek Lamed Beis. Perek Lamed Beis in Tanya. It explains this idea. And Yudalef Nissan is really a day to strengthen ourselves in Avos Yisrael. Avos Yisrael for first of all, Avos Yisrael for our neshama. Not just for our neshama, to appreciate our neshama. Because the whole idea of Chassidus is that Avos Yisrael is to care about another Jew. Why do you care about another Jew? Because he has a neshama. Because he has a neshama, so sometimes you have to acknowledge about ourselves that we also have a neshama. And the neshama is the main thing by us. And then, that's one thing. And then they simply have Avos Yisrael for someone else, another Jew. Even a family member. Yeah, not even. It's too much. I'm going too far. Yeah, and a neighbor, a friend in the community. Literally. You know, the Rebbe says in the Yem, if you realize, the Yem, every like few times the Rebbe speaks about Avos Yisrael. And very interesting, Yem doesn't just repeat himself things. Every time, obviously, there's a new idea. So the Rebbe says about Avos Yisrael, one of the things the Rebbe says about Avos Yisrael, that what's the Chiddush of the Baal Shem Tov, to love even a Jew that you never saw, you never heard about him, and to love him, and for sure someone in your community. If you're speaking practically, what's easier to manage? What's easier to manage? With someone in your community, someone that's surrounding you, or someone far from you, huh?
Much easier someone you've never seen.
Exactly. So why do you say that that's the Chiddush of the Baal Shem Tov?
I love it, Rabbi.
Uh-huh. No? It's much easier. Someone you never hear friction. You know why is there? Maybe Darf Nissan, it's a happy days, it's not gonna, if you speak about things, that's it. It's not chatting. It's not gonna out. Why is there so much politics? Why is there so much politics between from people and I know you know further, yeah? Why? Similarly, the more closer to you, there's more friction. Who is it?
It's civil war. It's inbred.
So I shouldn't be fight with them.
It's for each other.
You mean in the full story?
Yeah,
Okay. Most,
I'm a big friend, the whole tribe, they want to get rid of it. They want to bottom.
Yeah. So what's the pshat? What's the pshat? Really, what is the definition that Avos Yisrael? So you know, Lashon Hara. Who is easier not to speak Lashon Hara? Someone in your community, or someone in Australia that you never know, not from. So the idea is that Chassidus discovered a new aspect in Avos Yisrael. Avos Yisrael is not just not to speak Lashon Hara about another Jew, which is also true, obviously. Not to hurt someone else, not to steal, whatever. The negative. Avos Yisrael means literally to love another Jew. Literally, take the pasuk literally, and that's a big revolution of Chassidus, even though it says in the pasuk. But for example, the Rishonim say that how do you get to Ahavta l'Reach Kamocha? It goes in the life. The real Reyacho, that you could really, the simple meaning of the pasuk, to get to the simple definition, not that it's the pasuk. Pasuk is to every Jew, but to get to the degree of Ahavta is Reyacho. Yeah, to such a degree, you see how difficult it is, and that's a big revolution of Chassidus. That to love another Jew because really to love him, to care about him. And that's the opposite. You see that you care more about someone closer to you. Your family, your community, you care about him. And that's to care about someone you never knew, that's a big revolution. To care, to really care about a Jew that you never, not just not to fight with him. I don't know. I'm saying maybe it's not true, but I think why is there so much friction? Because you care about him. Why is there so much friction with someone that's closer to you? Because what does it mean? You care about him. He's from. How come he's not Lubavitch? He's Lubavitch. How come he's this and not this? How come? Because you feel for him. Because you feel for him, so it's being twisted into the negative. But to care about someone, that you never saw, yeah.
What do you say? That's why you don't like him. Always like the enemy. The other guy you don't know. It's easy to be friends with someone you don't hate.
Exactly. That's exactly the point.
Hate your family.
That's right. That's exactly the point. The point is that if you have someone, the Chiddush of Chassidus, the revolution, and by the Rebbe, before it was Chassidus ideas, the Rebbe made it into part of life. The fact that Shluchim, giving the Sorava to other people, and not just Shluchim, every Lubavitcher. He has neighbors, he has someone. Yeah? If you go and you go to a place, you see clearly it doesn't have to be a shliach. Every Lubavitcher, when he see another Jew, he cares that he should put film. Not necessarily he's going to walk over. Not necessarily he has the whatever. No, not sometimes it stays covered, whatever it is. But not necessarily he's going to do it personally. He would really love that this Jew should put film, or this Jew should have matzah, should sell his chum. What do you care about him? That's one of the revolutions the Rebbe made. That's the Rebbe took this idea of chassidus and made it in a very practical thing. Anyway, how do you get to real Avos Yisrael? The first thing is to care about our own neshama. To care about. It's a cute. Finish with this a cute line. It was Rabbi was a mashpia. His name was Rebbe. Rebbe Hanachan Kugel. For me, it's like one of the wonders of the world, if you could say. The eighth wonder of the world. What's the wonder? He was a simple Jew. Simple Jew. He had his intellectual understanding was very simple. Mamish. And he was the Rabbi, the Filik Rebbe, and the Rebbe Rashab. Had such a respect for him. Such a... Mamish admire him. And they were geniuses. The Rebbe Rashab and the Filik Rebbe were geniuses. Usually someone genius. Someone simple. It's not that you put him away. It just doesn't exist. Someone doesn't have a brain. It doesn't exist in your life. That's like the Rebbe says name, right? Someone very, very smart. And I wonder how the Rabbi had, you see, the Rebbe Rashab, it's such a, even I didn't accept the Nissan, but when Rebbe, and Friedrich Rebbe speaks about Rebbe, like, and he was a very simple Jew. The answer simply is, because it wasn't about, as Chassidus is about a different kind of life. It's not the intellectual part of Chassidus. He lived it. He lived Chassidus, and the Rabbi saw that he's a living Chassidus. So they respected him, even though he wasn't intellectual. So anyway, one of the Bochim Lubavitch, he was a Mashpia Lubavitch. So one of the Bochim said, Mashpia, speak to Mashpia openly. He says, what can I do? I can't affect myself. I can't influence myself to love other Yidden. I'm selfish, I'm self-centered. I can't, I don't feel it. I'm trying, it doesn't work. So he told them like this, he said like this, he said in a cute way, but it's the idea, the whole idea of Chassidus. He said, everyone knows, a Jew loves another Jew. Yeah. And Goyim, any Jews. Famous thing, right? Goyim, any Jews. And the same, but yeah, that's, so he says like this, you're saying yourself, you also have a Jew and a Goy. You Neshama is you Jew. You Yetzer Hara is the Goy of yourself, your personal Goy. It's very simple. Because a Jew loves another Jew, take your Neshama, elaborate on your Neshama, make stronger your Neshama, and control your Goy, your Yetzer Hara. So then you would be able to love another Jew. It's Tani Peglamed base, but he brought it out in a cute way, in a way that maybe he felt that that's for this Bocha, for this, it's gonna settle in his mind. That's the idea. The idea is that in order to get to real Avos Yisrael, you have to relate to our own neshama. And that's one of the things of Yudalef Nissan, very, very strong. That the Rebbe is famous. And we made it, that's really a strong point by the Rebbe. Avos Yisrael, the Rebbe, Lubavitch, there's a talk show. I don't know if I'm allowed to say in a shul, in a Chabad shul, a talk show, but it was all talk show. A year ago, 2 years ago, Liechtenstein. It was against the mindset that Lubavitch, no Lubavitch, someone against Lubavitch spoke, and then Lubavitch, Kitzer. Yeah. So it was all continuation. So one of the, I didn't hear it myself, but someone gave me a chazor. He said it. He said, the one in charge of it, he says, I'm going to make an experiment. He said he took one sefer of Likutei Sichos, one book of Likutei Sichos, and he took one of the pages from very famous, Sfasemis. It's like Chassid and Chassidus. And he checked how many times do you have in Sfasemis Avos Yisrael, and how much, Sfasemis is not a Mishnah sefer. It's a Chassidish sefer. A Polish Chassidish sefer that's based on Chabad. But then he checked, he just counted. How many times do you have the word Avos Yisrael in Sfasemis? and how much time you have in one of the values of the Siches. And he counted, there was like one for 100 epis. In look at the Siches, over there, whatever the amount was, either one for 50, over there was one time, look at the Siches for 50 times more. Whatever, or more for 100, I don't remember the amount. He says, then you're going to tell me if Lubavitch have Avos Yisrael or not. Then if you have an argument if Lubavitch are really into Avos Yisrael, so I'm going to tell you, look at the Siches, it's the source and the inspiration for Chassidim. So that's really the secret. The secret is to get involved in the Rebbe's Torah and to see what are the neshama and to realize it's also our own neshama. L'chaim, l'chaim.
I had a box of matzah. The guy says to me, have a happy Passover. So I said, oh, thank you very much. Are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? Do you have matzah to pay? He says, yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. I said, you have more matzah for... So he says to me, why are you giving it away? I said, I'm from Chabad. Oh, yeah, you're from Chabad. This was started why I'm offering matzah. But from Chabad, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Go on. I was speaking to a guy, I asked him, I knew you were Jewish. You wanted to get on to
And
the
dan
stuff.
stoft ze in
So I said to him, tell me, do you have a bar mitzvah? Do you have to follow? He says, yeah. Do you put them all every day? Yeah. So he says to me, are you Chabad? I said, how did you know? He says, well, you spoke about food. And I was in the superstore just now, and Lashkocha brought this, so I saw this schwartz with this girl, and I heard him say, we were looking at the Pesach food, well, you're half Jewish. So I said to the girl, which half are you?
Yeah.
She says, my mother. I said, you know, you're 100% Jewish. You know, it's Pesach, you can't eat chametz, etc. But I felt that you have to say something.
Your antennas are up.
What?
Your antennas were up.
Yeah. Just said half Jewish.
Chabad on the go.
We think differently. This morning, I have a Sunday morning. Every Sunday morning, we have a shir in halacha. So we have something on. Stop. So I'm trying to finish giving out all these. Which came. It's not about rich, but I asked him, when you give out matzah, like I never did this. Like, how do you do it? The brain pressure works different. Like I start saying about the chalkein. I said, you know what I mean? You knock on the door. You knock on the door. If they answer, you say hello. You know, kasher felach Pesach, we're bringing you a matzah. Like, how do people respond? Like,
How much is it? How much?
yeah, people happy, people screaming. Like, it's. I know, he said, I'll do it. He says, if it goes well, we'll do it more. See, we'll get the response. We'll find out what happens tomorrow. Is that a shot?
There's a woman who came, parents came to the Rebbe, Abbas Yisrael, came to the Rebbe, and they said, look, our son is going off the derech. What can we do? So the Rebbe said, send me to Eretz Yisrael. 2 weeks later, he came back to the Rebbe, and he said to the Rebbe, he won't go to Eretz Yisrael. No, but the Rebbe said, only was Eretz Yisrael. He'll find his zibug in Eretz Yisrael. He came back 2 weeks later. He refused to go to Eretz Yisrael. The Rebbe said, if she won't come to him, if he won't go to her, she'll come to him. A little while later, they go into a store. There's a young Jewish girl, Sylvia. And they think, you know what, this is a good match for our son. So they introduce them, and it works out well, and eventually the conclusion reaches. So we say to her, that where you from, and I decided to come to my aunt's store. So when did you decide? Because it was at the time when the Rebbe said, she'll come to him. That's when she got a feeling she's got to go to visit her aunt. Rabbi of the shul.
I'm not going to go to the holies, but one of the small list, you said, what's the Rebbe? What's citizen? It's Moshiach. Moshiach, the Geule. So, first of all, Geule and Avos Yisrael is the same thing. The same idea. Give a matzah. And I try to sell his chometz. The Eid is so far from so many things of Yiddishkeit. Like, if you want to know the Weltische, some of the groups, organizations, so they, Shluchim are going to campus. Sometimes there's also other movement. So that you see a big difference between the other movement. They catch whoever wants to become completely full. They spot and they get him and they make him full completely. Try at least. Shluchim have to do it also. But Shluchim also have a certain Chassidim have an instruction of the Rebbe that even if someone is not going to become full, let them do 1 mitzvah, 2 mitzvahs. What's the idea? What are you gaining? The person is going to eat matzah, Leila Seder. Let's say you give him the matzah and he's actually going to do it. What are you gaining from it? I was going to put film once. I'm going to say karkafte. Fine, but karkafte is like very important. And by the way, there's a Aura of the Sikhe, Aura in the Sikhe, Chelek Chavov. The Rebbe is mitzayin to the Ran. And we have the Magid Mishneh. No, in Magid Mishneh in Rambam, you know what's the idea of karkafte? Karkafte means someone that never put tefillin, something very special, put it at least once in his life. Means at least once in his lifetime he did it. So the Rebbe brings over there, the Rebbe is mitzayin to, I think, the Ran, what Magid Mishneh, that it's not just about tefillin. Every mitzvah that a Yid never did in his lifetime, and you completely at a different level. It's very interesting. They say later, give him a matzah, and the person is completely out of it. I was a Yid, a Bach, a Nebach.
You did it last year, so you do it again this year?
Yeah. No, over there means, Pashtit Pshat means one time in his lifetime.
First time.
First time in his
You already did last year.
Good.
Might have to go second year.
Okay. That's another aspect. What's the idea? You're giving a mitzvah.
It's like if you love them, one time mitzvah is not enough.
No, besides that, one time a mitzvah, that's still a good. One good is to mezaka Eid, you should do it at least once in his lifetime. And a second a good that even is so far. So there's a sikh of the Rebbe, and look at the sikhs. And when the Rebbe said the Rebbe got very, very emotional. The Rebbe was, everyone was in the sikh. I wasn't there, but I heard from, when I asked the question, when the Rebbe said the sikh, the Rebbe was crying, the Rebbe got very emotional. Anyone who was in the sikh, I said, yeah, everyone remembers, whoever was there, how could you forget? What is the sikh? It's a Rashi sikh. And you see all the Rebbe, the whole Mifzoim is a Chone from Moshiach. The sikh, the Rebbe Rashi writes, in Yetzias Mitzrayim, that why did they have to give them Korban Pesach and Korban Mile and Bris Mile? So Rashi says, Masya ben Chorosh says that the Eden were naked, Beruchnias, they were naked, the spiritual. They didn't have mitzvahs. They have to give him 2 mitzvahs to be busy. The Pesach and the Amile. So it's a famous thing, the Rebbe is asking, what's the point of why is Rashi bringing the name? Usually Rashi doesn't bring the name, whoever said it, he just brings. It's a sign that there's something for the name. So why is he bringing the name Masya ben Chorosh? That he said that they were naked, the Eibsha gave him 2 mitzvahs. And the Rebbe said like this, that Masya ben Chorosh, the history of Masya ben Chorosh, he had a yeshiva in Italy. You see in Gemara that Rabbi Shimon Bechoi and another Tanoim went to take away a decree of the king, of the Kaiser who was in Italy. They went to Masya ben Chorosh. He had a yeshiva in Italy. So in Italy was, the Rebbe said, the Yidden that were, most of the Yidden, the population of Yidden were in Eretz Yisrael, in Bavel. That was the central of Egypt. In Mashenken in Italy, there was a small group of Eden that the Romans took and they exiled them. Slaves, whatever it was. So their Yiddishkeit was very, very weak. So Masih ben Chorosh made a yeshiva specifically there. The Rebbe said Masih ben Chorosh could have appreciated what is the definition of one or two mitzvahs that a Yid does. Because he lived with such Yidden. And the Rebbe said it, the Rebbe got so emotional, the Rebbe was crying. And that Mashiach is coming, that's the idea. Mashiach is coming, and every Jew should have one mitzvah, two mitzvahs. He did last year matzah, should do no another time. What's the big deal? But the Rebbe wants to make him ready for the Geula. And every more mitzvah that he does, the Pashat gets ready for the Geula. In other words, the only kud of Mivtzaim and Avos Yisrael is Be'etzem, the Rebbe, we are seeing things in a very shallow way. We see things from now to the next minute. The Rebbe Pashat sees a little bit further. Very simple. A little bit further. That Mashiach is going to come soon, and every Yid has to have a connection. And the more the Yid has a connection, doesn't matter how far he is. So he's not part of it, he's not going to be part of the members. If you have a party, so you want to make out someone to be completely frum, so your party should have more people. Your party, I mean an election, but your party should have more people. That's not the point. The point is Avos Yisrael, the Geula is coming, and the Yid should have one more mitzvah. One more. He's going to eat matzah, he's going to sell his chometz. It's such some people. I have a friend of mine, my neighbor from the previous house, across the street. So I used to go to him Sunday, and we moved to the new house, so it was covered, so he, officially didn't bring him to my house, covered. It was like, but then, kids, recently he went to Purim, so he said, a long time he didn't come, huh? I went to him today. Herman tells me, he has an argument with his friends. At home, he keeps kosher. He's a conservative official. Oh. But anyway, but outside he doesn't eat kosher, unfortunately. When he goes to a restaurant with friends or with family, he doesn't. But Pesach is very careful. Pesach, he doesn't eat any chometz. So he said, his friend, a Jewish friend, argued with him. They said, well, come on, if you eat davar acher, when you go outside, no, Bechal, he says, Bechal, he eats davar acher. So he says, what's the point? Why are you so careful not to drink whiskey? We're going out, why didn't you drink whiskey? I'm not going to go into the extreme, but everyone knows the answer. Well, the interesting thing about his daughter went to golf.
I would say he's a hypocrite. He doesn't drink whiskey on Pesach, so he shouldn't be eating pork.
Yeah, that's it.
Huh?
He's a hypocrite the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And some, it's a side point, but you see...
The conservative, you have to be careful. They're comfortable with...
No, he knows very good. We had long discussions about it before. He knows very good at shoot. He knows very good. He says, my rabbi, the conservative rabbi, quotes the Lubavitcher Rebbe. You have to love... Yeah, he says, his rabbi quotes the Lubavitcher Rebbe. But the way he quotes the taste... You have to love everyone. So we had all discussion about it. He knows exactly. He raised the members. He knows the shit. He knows that's why he gets it. So, some interesting point. He said his daughter went to college, university in golf, and she felt very uncomfortable. It's a new place, the campus. She doesn't know anyone. She came with afraid, but it's a new place, and she's just starting. Feels so great. Last year she graduated high school. So he told her, listen, I have advice for you. Go to Chabad. He doesn't know. He says, go to Chabad. I'm telling you, go to Chabad. It's going to make you feel good. You're going to feel a second home. He says, go to Chabad. He says, she went to Chabad. Yom Kippur. She went to there.
Rabbi there is very nice.
Yeah. He's funny. He says, the rabbi is funny. He's funny, and the wife is so welcoming. He says, my daughter started to feel, Pashat B'Gashmi is not. He said, no, the daughter said, I'm going to go to Chabad. They're going to make me religious. I don't care about religion. He says, don't worry, I'm telling you, I know Chabad. He knows. I know Chabad. Chabad is not... Chabad, you make it for good. Yeah, they're going to accept you, don't worry. Kitzah. He says, now Seder, she doesn't come home. She's already on her own. She's going to go to Chabad, to the Seder, to the Sdorim. She knows already. She already feels comfortable over there. I'm saying the Nikud of Ahavas Yisrael, but it's starting with Pashta Ahavas Yisrael. But Seder, she wouldn't keep the mitzvahs down. Yeah, teenager, she's out of it. I know my sister, my daughter, sister, when I go to Mitzvah, I brought my daughters with me, Vestach to connect. She's out of it. I mean, Gash was it, but others are started. It started like Gash was the Kikil. Started with Ahavas Yisrael, they filled Ahavas Yisrael. But eventually, it's all mitzad the Rebbe's point of view, it's all Pashut mitzad Mashiach. So now we have to think about ourselves. The Rebbe thinks about the future, about this year. We have to think about our own future after the Geula. Our own personal future, how will we going to look after the Geula? And make some, realize things based on it. Like the Rebbe said, Tafshin Evav, the Rebbe said a very, very, very strong point. Tafshin Nunalef, Shabbat Smata, I think it's a revolutionary one. What's the connection between Ahavas Yisrael and Mashiach? What's the connection between Ahavas Yisrael and Mashiach? Why is Ahavas Yisrael connected to Mashiach?
Because
right? That's the common thing is because the Misamim was destroyed with Sinas Chilim, so you have to have a Chilim. So the Rebbe says in the Sikha over there, a revolutionary point, the Rebbe said, this reason is already accomplished. You already fixed the problem of Sinas Chilim and Tepim Misamikdash. Ahavas Yisrael, the whole generation, and our generation, it was already fixed. So what do we have to do now with Ahavas Yisrael? How is Ahavas Yisrael now relates to the Geula, connected to the Misamikdash to the Geula? The Rebbe says a very simple point. Sometimes simple things you don't have. The Rebbe says, look, I'm not saying my own language, but that's the idea. The Rebbe says clearly. Could we imagine how much Ahavas Yisrael we're going to have after the Geula? Whatever it says in the books, about Ahavas Yisrael, in Chassidus, in the Siches, that really we are one and we should love each other like we love ourselves. As much selfish we are, we should be for another. Yeah? Then we're going to have it in a reality. We're going to feel it in a practical way. Says the Rebbe, because we're on the threshold of the Geula, and suffer the Geula, so we have to have a taste of the same kind of Ahavas Yisrael. In other words, the same thing you got to Mivtzoim, to be Mezaka Yid, it's important. The idea of Mivtza Matzah and every mitzvah that you Mezaka another Yid is pushed. If you think about the point that the Rebbe said, Mazim Chomosh, it's pushed, it's a different kind. Well, what's the point putting one-time tefillin? But this one-time tefillin, this matzah that is going to get, is like a revolution for this Yid forever and ever, after the Geula. Right? That's one point. Simply, what you're going to come, what are you doing for this Yid that after the Geula is going to have 5 mitzvahs, 6 mitzvahs? It's like you're doing so much for this Yid because the Rebbe just sees a little bit further than what we see. The same thing is about ourselves. We have to a little bit picture for ourselves. In 3 days we're going to have, 3 days we're going to have a Krom Pesach. It might happen, right? It might happen. Chance. Certain chance at least, right? Might happen. And obviously, so a little bit, to live a little bit what the Rebbe says about the future, about the Geula, in a certain, should have a certain application in the time now. Anyway, l'chaim, l'chaim.
It's longer than you thought, huh?
Yeah.
Chaim. Chaim Rachel. Good to see you. It's not your beer. You didn't make this, did you? The beer. Good. No. It's a microbrewery, I think. Failed microbrewery. What, have you heard of it? Tastes like it.
Don't let it run me then. Medium and blue taste is the worst ever. Nothing lower than that. IPA?
It's not an IPA.
La